Hello my beautiful Scorpio minds to a new stretching routine. I will try to keep this one shorter and it's gonna be focused on legs, hips, hamstrings, all of that, and it's a little bit influenced by the pole dance warm up, cool down thingies we do. So let's get right ahead into it, right? And this one is also really perfect for a cool down, so after a workout. All right, I want you to start in standing, but you can be folded over, or I want you to fold over here and just really feel the weight that's dragging you down by your upper body, so that all of your, like, everything that's on your back of your legs kind of gets stretched and lengthened and gets prepared for some more work here. Now just grab your opposite elbows and continue or start to bounce up and down a little bit. Your spine's long, your neck is long. We're just waking up your hamstrings a little bit here. Alright, hands come onto your shins. I want you to come up halfway, really feel that pull, and then release back down. Once again, come up, all the weight is in front in your toes, so that you get a little bit more length in the back of your legs as well. Come back up and down. Continue to do this a couple times and really feel that it's working, that you get a little stretch out of it. Alright, come up, stay up, really lengthen your spine here, straighten your legs. If this is really uncomfortable, you can always have a little bend in your legs, but if you're like already kind of flexible, just straighten your legs here. All right, bring those arms forward so that you're in a tabletop position, and then bend your legs, arms swing backwards into like a little plie squat. Bring everything back, straighten your legs, arms come forward, and again, bring it back, squat, and front. We do this to also warm up those legs and not to get into the stretch in cold muscles, because then you're really prone to injure yourself. Alright, release everything back down. Walk out your legs here. This might have given you a little bit tension in your lower back, so this little walking out is perfect to release that. Alright, step your right foot forward a little bit so that you can feel the pull here in your right hamstring. And now we're just gonna lift and lower your chest from that leg, so that you have a bit more stretch when you're down and a bit less stretch when you're up. One more time, up and down, stay down. And if you can grab that foot, that ankle, or just let your hands here, or when you're here, just stay here. That's perfect, as long as you feel a little stretch in your hamstring. And here, during this whole process, try with every breath out that you let go a little bit more of that tension. Alright, now we want to open that left hip and then close it again. And open and close. Perfect. Can you feel how it's stretching in these different parts? When you're opening it, I also feel it in my left hip, and when I close it, It's more in my hamstring right here. Alright, transfer that weight onto your right leg. Hands are on the floor. Now I want you to really drop that left hip. Bring knees together. And I want you to swing with that left leg from left to right. Make sure to really drop that left hip. And this is going to give you a crazy stretch in your hamstring. And because you're moving, it's pulling that muscle in like all the different directions. And breathe here, guys. Alright, come to still standing, come into a lunge, step the left foot back. I want you to have like a 90 degrees angle with your front knee here. And we're just gonna bounce. Feel a stretch in your left hip flexor. Alright, hands either on your knee or on your hips. I want you to straighten and come down with that front leg. And really feel that pull, that stretch in your left hip flexor every time you come down. Alright, stay down, bring that knee to the floor, relax your toes, and really sink in deep here. It's getting me out of breath talking and doing all these things at the same time. Really sink your hips deep. Alright, with your arms, we're gonna swing to the front, breathe in here. And then breathe out, rotate backwards, come into a little back bend. Sweep forward, breathe in. Breathe out, sweep backwards. Again. One last time. Hands on the floor. We're gonna rock forward and backward with our hips. So front leg gets straightened and then bent again. And this is also for your hamstring. And if you don't really feel that much, you can already flex your foot here. Alright, next time stay backward and now flex and point that front foot. Really try to pull that left or that right hip backward every time you flex it. So that you really feel that pull in your glute, your hamstring, your whole posterior side pretty much. And try to keep that back as straight as possible, as flat as possible. Don't try to round here. If it's not possible, you can always have blocks here or pillows or something where you can prop up on. Alright, sit back on that knee. Foot is flexed. Reach up and up. Inhale and fold over wherever you are. When you're here, that's perfect. If you can, go lower and just try to relax and embrace that stretch here. And breathe. With every breath, let go of the tension and sink deeper. Awesome. Come back up, plant that foot. Bring yourself into that lunge position again. Left hand grabs your right ankle, if it's possible, and then you turn up towards the ceiling. And really sink into that hip. Alright, now place your hands, the one that's up, the right one, onto your right knee. Come onto the outside of your foot here. Can you see it? Just come onto the outside. And then push your knee really gently outward so that it doesn't hurt, but you just feel that stretch in your hip flexor. Alright, bring that foot back, hip back in, and now turn towards the leg that is up and drop your left hip to the floor. So this is really going to stretch your butt. Come back. Right hand is gonna, left hand is gonna stay here. We're circling with the right hand back. Bring those left toes up. And I want you to press with your foot in your hand and bring that, sorry about words, and bring your hip down and your foot back. Here we go. So this is a stretch for your quads. Breathe, guys, breathe. Slowly release. Walk your right foot towards the left side of your mat. Straighten that leg once, bend it once, straighten it again. And now we'll come into pigeon pose. So you want to drop that right knee towards the right side. And the best thing is if you have your shin parallel to your mat. But if that's too crazy, you can just bring your foot in towards your hip and stay here. So wherever on that spectrum you are, that's good. I just want you to drop that left hip basically to the floor, and then just kind of stay here for a second. Feel your position, find your position where it feels comfortable, and then drop your upper body and then bring it back up. And then drop it again and bring it back up. Do this a couple times. Alright, we'll just keep some breath down on the floor so that you can really feel the stretch here in your right hip. With your hands, help yourself up. Come on your left knee. The right one is going to be extended. And now I want you to fall as far as you can, go as far as you can into the stretch. So if it's here and you fall forward and you already feel it here in your side and in your hips, that's perfect. If you don't feel anything, just go forward and go deeper until you feel something. For me, this is basically on the floor. And just take a couple of breaths and relax. Alright, help yourself up with the hands really slowly. Come back. Just sit on your bum for a second, shake out those legs. Before we come into a forward fold again, I want you to take a couple more hops. Whew. Now you can really feel how your right side feels compared to your left side, what we haven't been working on. Alright, take a big step with your, or a medium step with your left leg until you can feel something. Bring that left hip back. Now I'm just gonna hold, so we do a half lift and then fold over. And then come back up and fold over. We'll do this a couple times, just to really tap into the hamstring. Stay folded over. And with every breath out, sink a little deeper, let a little bit more go of that tension in your hamstring, in your hips. Open that right hip and then close it again. Open and close. Repeat. Bring that weight into your left foot, drop that right hip, reel down, it needs to be like really down. Bring those knees together, they're glued together, and now swing that right leg from left to right. This is a really intense one, but it's so worth it. Alright, send that left leg back, come into a lunge, 90 degrees here, and just bounce a little bit. See how your hip is feeling here, if it's really tight, if you feel stretch, or if it's okay. Alright, come up, hands on knees or hips, and I want you to straighten and come back into a lunge, and straighten and lunge. You really feel also the little stretch you get here in your hip flexor, in your right hip flexor. One more time, and then we'll come to the floor, knee to the floor, relax your toes, and really sink into your right hip here. Really push forward, or down, better said. You can put your hands on your hips as well, and breathe. Alright, you know the drill. We'll sweep our hands forward, breathe in, and breathe out, come all the way back into a little back bend again. Breathe in, up, breathe out, back. Breathe in, and breathe out. Again. 2 more taps. Alright, hands on either side of your foot, and I want you to just straighten that leg and bend it again. And just as before, if you don't really feel anything here, you can already flex your foot, but you don't have to just yet. Alright, one last time, and I want you to stay backwards. Really square off those hips, send that left hip back, and now flex and straighten. Alright, fold over that front leg just a little bit, and let's sit down, flex that foot, reach up, breathe in, fold over, breathe out, and melt over that leg. Try to have your back as straight as possible. If then you only come this far, that's good. I just want you to feel the stretch in your hamstring. And also breathe here. Let go of the tension of the thing that you want to hold on to. Just let it go. Alright, weight back on your front leg, come back into this lunge, and I want you to have both hands on one side, come down here, and really feel how the stretch is deepened in the left hip. Alright. Grab a hold with your right hand to your left ankle and spiral that left arm up into a little twist. Alright, take it back. Now put the weight on the outside of your foot so that your left knee kind of drops a little bit, and stay here. If it's too crazy, just stay wherever you were before, but this really opens up your left hip a bit more. Alright, bring that knee back in. Now I want you to drop that right hip to the floor and kind of turn yourself towards that leg that's in front. This is also gonna give you a big hip opener. And I can also feel it in my butt. Alright, back to your lunge. Come onto that right hand. Left hand is spiraling backwards, grabbing those right toes. And now I want you to press your hips towards the floor and press your foot into your hand. And when you're a runner, you can probably really feel this stretch. Alright, slowly let go. Bring those left toes, that left foot towards the right edge of your mat. Straighten the leg, bend that leg once, straighten it, bend it again, straighten it, and now I want you to drop that knee towards the left side of your mat, coming into pigeon pose. Again, put your foot wherever it feels comfortable, closer to your hip or further away, and then drop that right hip right to your mat as well. Breathe in here and then breathe out, come down, and we'll push right back up. Come back down, push up, again down, and up, and down, and now I want you to stay there and surrender to the stretch. Alright, help with your hands. Bring your body up. Take it out, shake it out a little bit, and now I want you to come onto your right knee. Bring that left leg out. Bring your upper body forward already so you can really feel the stretch and where it's supposed to go. And then just slide out until you can really feel it. And then just stay here and breathe. So I want you to sit down, legs in front of you, really sit on your hip bones right here. Reach up and fold over. If you're here, this is fine, or just walk your hands out a little bit more. and slowly come back up. Give your legs a little shake here. Little twist from side to side. And that's already it. Thank you so much for doing this with me, and I hope you feel a little bit relaxed and loosened up. And I will see you next time here on my channel. Thank you guys.